and share this episode. You know, we back at it again, baby. It's Sunday afternoon, man. We out here. It's Sunday afternoon, man. We out here. Let me make sure my volume is yeah. Gotta make sure my volume was low a while ago. Gotta make sure my volume was up. We good now. It's a Sunday afternoon in the great state of North Carolina. I'm telling you, man. Shit. Boy, my mic is very loose. So, that's weird. But anyways, we're gonna make it do what it do. But hey, there's a lot going on in this crazy, beautiful world that we live in. A lot going on. I get emails all the time. People be telling me, hey, you heard about this crazy dude that's running around and antagonizing people, trying to instigate people, causing trouble? No. There's a lot, there's a lot of people out here that are what I call troublemakers. There's a lot of people out here that's willing to do any and everything to get what they want, by any means necessary. That's the thing you have to understand. That's the thing that I learned that when I was in my 20s. There's people out here that's willing to do anything to get what they want or to go where they want. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really one of those people. I'm not gonna do anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do anything. I ain't really on it like that. But there's some people out here that have that mindset. They'll do anything. They'll cross anybody and to get what they want. And to what extent, it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Some people have really no boundaries at all. It's whatever. And if that's what we call being cutthroat. When people really don't care about anybody's boundaries, they might have been friends with you for 5, 10 years. And if you're standing in their way, they're willing to stab you in the back to get whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there like that. Now, a lot of times, that's because they might be on the narcotics. They might be. There's some people out there that's they on the narcotics. Or they might be a pill popper. Because you sit back and you try to justify this type of behavior. A lot of times, people are not in their right state of mind. You know what I'm saying? They're popping pills. They out in them streets. Now, they might be on some type of medication that you probably don't know about. You just never know. I had to learn most people are Scorpions. even if they say they won't sting you, they will smile in your face in order to prepare to sting you and to stab you in the back. I think that's what you're trying to say. Yeah, some people like that. I hope you're blessed with triplets this year. God's telling me you need to be tested. Oh, okay. With triplets? God damn. Ooh, bro. You didn't say twins. He said triplets. God damn. Ooh. That's 3, bro. That's 3. Yeah, he said twins. He said triplets. Oh, Lord. Ooh. You know, I'm not against it. I wouldn't be against it, but 3 is a lot for my first time. But I wouldn't be against. I wouldn't be against it. You know. Yeah, I appreciate that though. I wouldn't be mad at it. If I got 3, if that happened, I'll be done. That's all. That all I wanted was 2 anyway. So if I got 3, it's a wrap. I'll be satisfied. I'll be pleased with that. You know. Yeah. So I appreciate that. Yeah. So we live in a world where, especially if you live in a big city, people are just running around doing whatever. For the most part, most people, they don't play by no rules. They don't think like, I had to learn this the hard way, because how most black people, the one that I grew up with, they would say stuff like, do the right thing, right? Now, damn near every time I said that to somebody else in another group of people, their eyes got big. Like, what the hell are you talking about? What the hell that do the right thing mean? They don't even think like that, bro. They be sitting back like, okay, how do I do whatever I need to do to get whatever I need to get, or to get to whatever I want to get? They don't be sitting around be thinking, do the right thing. They don't even thinking like that. No. They be sitting back like, okay, what's gonna happen if I get caught? They think like that. They think of the consequences. They think of how they think of strategy and the consequences involved. They don't really think about, hey, they don't even talk like, hey, do the right thing, treat people like they want to be treated. No, they don't even, no, no. That only works if you back at your parents' house. You know what I'm saying? Or back in your hometown or some shit like that. But once you leave the nest, it's a total different ball game out here. It's totally. The game is cold out here, man. Well, the men and women, especially the women. I think the women are more cold-blooded amongst each other than guys are. Because guys will get violent. There's always a chance of guys getting violent and taking each other out. So that's why guys are very reluctant to do and say certain things to another guy, even if it's behind his back. You know what I'm saying? But women, on the other hand, women are more passive aggressive amongst each other. And most women, for the most part, they're not going to get violent. Most of them won't. So I think a lot of that has to do, but at the same time, they can still be vicious though. They can still be vicious though, amongst each other, because they can do stuff, maybe not directly to another woman, but they can do stuff. They can do damage, um, like she might take her man or some shit like that, or smash the dude just for one night, or something like that, you know. So I think women can be much more vicious amongst each other than guys, you know, because it's and women amongst each other, they're very cutthroat, in my opinion. Some of the stuff I've been seeing, really in a social environment, on jobs, or just out and about at events, you know, yeah, because a woman will kind of be like, will smile in a woman's face and act like she like her, and hate her guts, but show up at the damn wedding when the girl get married. You be like, God damn, that bitch cold-blooded right there, boy. That girl told me straight to my face she didn't like you, but she showed up at your wedding and had a gift and everything. Yeah, that's just, guys we don't take it that far. If we don't like you, we ain't not really we ain't showing up at your wedding. No, we ain't. No. Unless there's some ulterior motive or something like that. But it's just, but one thing I can say, there's a lot of people that you work around, for example, especially from these other groups, they're good at hiding stuff, much more than me. I'm not good at hiding stuff. No. If I don't like somebody, I give it off. I give off the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can pick up on other people's vibe if they don't like me, but most people can't. No, most people can't pick up on. Most people can't. Now, I've had people tell me they didn't know or they couldn't tell if the girl liked them, right? But I say, I bet you can tell if a girl don't like you, though. You see what I'm saying? So it's easy for most people to tell if someone disliked them versus if someone do like them. But I can do both. But I'm not good at acting like I like somebody. No, I'm not good at doing that at all. People have told me, they say, "Oh boy, I could tell you didn't like her. I could tell you had a problem with her." And I did. I didn't say anything. But that's just me. Females don't just sleep with another female man. She leaves, rings, might even tell the other female she has nice curtains describing her house, knowing she has never been invited over by her. Yeah, a lot of women, like I said, they kind of vicious, boy. And I think for them, it's kind of like friendly competition, for them. It's like I said yesterday. I always say this: relationships, it's a psychological game. Any relationship between man and man, woman to woman, female to man, is a psychological game. All of it, really. Especially when you're dealing with man and woman, it's a psychological game. That's what it really comes down to, really. Why don't you understand and get to know the person you're dealing with? When things get better. I'm not going to say it get easier, but it gets much better. Much more, it'll be much more fun to be around the person. I would say that. Because ain't no, and another thing a lot of people got to get over, ain't no perfect relationship. That doesn't exist. Not in America. Not in this world we live in. I haven't found it. Ain't no perfect relationship in no country. I don't care where you live at. I haven't found it. Now, people will perpetrate the fraud and put up a front and act like everything is peaches and cream. No. That doesn't exist. That's that Hollywood shit. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's worth having, you're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to fight to keep it. That's usually how it goes. But I would say you should be much more, it should be more good times and bad times. But that doesn't mean y'all ain't going to go through some shit along the way. Yeah. You got to be in it to win it. You know what I'm saying? Because, see, I think a lot of people have this fantasy that it's supposed to be fun all the time. Who the hell said that shit? Who came up? How did that even come up? Everything is you're supposed to be partying all the time, jumping up and down, drinking and smoking and getting high, and girls supposed to be everywhere. You're not gonna be doing that shit all the time. If y'all live together, y'all got kids, you're not gonna be doing that shit all the time. Hell no. You ain't gonna have the time and the energy to be doing that shit all the time. Especially when these reality shows came about. You had motherfuckers getting on jets and getting in luxury cars and going to the rooftop parties and all that shit. I'm like, bro, you can't spend money like that all the time. You go broke. No, that's a fantasy. That's that Hollywood shit. Where everybody think it's supposed to be fun all the time, every day, 7 days a week. Oh, no. I don't even think I want to live that life. Partying 7 days a week? Hell no, I'll burn out. I could barely handle 4 days a week at one point. Are you telling me I need to have fun and everything got to be live 7 days a week? Oh, hell no. Shit. You got to work too. Most people have to work jobs. How the hell you going to party 7 days a week? That's just not logical. It's like people want to, the same way they go on vacation or the same way they go out of town for a weekend, they want that time to be just like doing the weekday. I'm like, what? No, that shit ain't, no. I don't know anyone that's going to be able to pull that off. And the more money you make, it's probably going to be less good times. Unless you're some trust fund baby or some shit like that. You know, and I'm not a trust fund baby. You know, you got some shit. Even the people I know that got some shit passed down, they not living like that every week. They're not partying every week. Hell no. They got to keep that whatever was passed down to them. They got to keep that shit going before they go broke. Shit. They can't keep spending it like that. Yeah, they might spend a lot of money every once in a while, But every week, no, they're not doing that. Only people that live like that are them entertainers. They do that wild, crazy shit. That's why most of them go broke. Shit. And check this out. A lot of these entertainers are spending the record label's money, the studio money. And these entertainers have to keep selling records or selling whatever they selling. Because they owe. They give them a credit card that they can use. So they have a budget. So when you see these entertainers going to the nightclubs or going on vacation, that's somebody else's money. Or buying jewelry, cars, that's somebody else's money. They have to recoup. They have to keep selling records because they got a loan. So it's not their money in most cases. Unless they just don't have a record deal at the moment. So you can't look at these entertainers, rappers, singers, and compare their life to yours. No. Unless you got a corporate credit card. I'm just saying, it don't work. It don't really work like that in real life. Because see, you have to realize everything on the surface is not what it seems. It's not what it seems. Behind the scenes, there's a whole nother thing going on. But some of these entertainers, man, they got 7 to 10 people on their payrolls. They got a driver. They got a manager, a tour manager, a PR person, a social media person. They're not. They're not doing all that shit themselves. A makeup person, a hairstylist. Shit. They got somebody to dress them, make sure they got on the right clothes and shoes. Shit. Man, that's 9 people right there. So you see these women looking all glamored up and all dolled up. Shit. They got a crew of people to make that shit happen, to make them look all nice and sexy. Like got Cardi B looking all nice and sexy. Huh? Oh, cut it out. You know you like Cardi B. Cut it out. Don't lie. You know you like Cardi B. Cut it out. Shit. Yeah, I know you like Cardi B. Don't lie to me, goddamn it. Yeah, you know you like Megan Thee Stallion. Cut it out. Hell, I like Megan Thee Stallion too. Yeah, hell yeah, I like Megan Thee Stallion. You damn right. Yeah, now what I think about her, that's another story. But physically, just looking at Megan Thee Stallion, you goddamn right, you look good. Yeah. But the difference between me and most, I know who she is at the core. Because I've met them types many times. See, you have to pick up on certain things. You can't judge a book by its cover all the time. That's the thing. I remember I was at I went to Target, Walmart, someplace 2 days ago. I think it was Target. Was it Target? One of these stores. And I saw a bad bitch in Target, man. I was like, damn, look at that ass. But I knew who she was. I know what that was. I know who she was. She got tattoos and shit on her arm, and she got uh, her back out. You know, I already know what that is, though. You know what I'm saying? I like how she looked, but I'm not touching that. No. No, I've been there and done that. You know, sometimes it's not worth the headache. You know, it's not worth the headache. It's okay to look and, you know, make comments, or I'll even it's okay to I'll even compliment her. Yeah, I'll do that every once in a while. Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't hit that, no. It's just too much of a headache. But you already know that comes with problems. You hit it one time, she gonna be acting like you obligated to do all this other shit. I'm like, what? You know, so I don't want them type of. I don't want anything or anybody interrupting what I have going on, my energy. You know what I'm saying? My vibe. I don't want. I don't need that. I don't want that. I don't want it. You know, sometimes if you're in flow, if you got a good vibe going, you got a good thing going, everything seems to be falling in place in your life. The last thing you want is to somebody to come in and interrupt that flow. You know what I'm saying? That's just like sometimes, probably, yes, it happened yesterday. I was on here talking, right? And some troll tried to distract me what I was saying. And that was, you know, that as soon as I started saying something that they didn't want to hear, they came in and said something to try to interrupt the flow. You know what I'm saying? So that was done on purpose. So in my life, I guard myself away from people like that. So that's what boundaries coming at. You have to have boundaries. Because people will interrupt and try to stop you from doing whatever you want to do, because they think their time is much better than yours for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be mindful of that. You have to be mindful of that. You have to be mindful of situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And P.S. by the way, hey, go get it. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. Love at First Click. Bestseller. 500 pages a game, baby. You know, don't cheat yourself. And check this out. Your boy on the back, suited and booted. You know what I'm talking about? 500 pages a game, baby. I'm telling you. You know? I'm already platinum. I'm like Slim Thug. I'm already platinum. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I've been getting a lot of good feedback from that book. Yeah, that's probably I'm proud of that book, man. I put a lot into that. It took me 5 years to put that together. So I'm proud of that, you know. yeah, but you know what, man? I didn't really have. I didn't really plan on being on here that long. You know, really. And plus, it's Sunday. Um, you know, a lot of people have to go to work tomorrow. They have to get up early. I don't. You know, I don't. You know, but I don't. You know, I don't work at a regular 9 to 5. I'm the type of guy. I get the shit done when I get it done. That's it. You know. But in this world, man, the game is cold. What is the game based on? The game is based on a psychological game. That's what it's really based on. Really. It's based on a psychological game. All your interactions is based on a psychological game. Whether you realize it or not. You know, the thing is once you become self-aware of that it is a psychological game, it's your job to, once you know better, you should do better. And that's what it really comes down to. You know? That's what it really comes down to. Tear off the sun. Well, you got some weird handles on. That sounds like a troll handle. It's all good though. But yeah, that's basically what it comes down to. It's a psychological game, online and offline. So whenever you're sending a text, email, you're speaking in person, it's all psychological. It's all psychological. Because it's based on how the person interprets what you sent them or what you said to them. That's what it really comes down to at the end of the day. And I've gotten good at that. I've gotten very, very good at that over the past 30 years. 30 years. I've gotten good at that. Online, 25 years. I've gotten very, very good at that. You know, this is how you have somebody drive 2-3 hours to see you. This is how you have somebody fly cross country to come see you, or fly 2-3 hours away to come see you. That's how that works. That doesn't happen by accident. That, you know, that's a skill set within itself. If you can send somebody a message, go back and forth 5 to 7 times, get them on the phone, have a conversation with them, and 3 to 6 months later, or 12 months later, they sitting in front of you at a table? Come on, man. How many people you know that can pull that off? Not many. Not many. It's not. I don't know a lot of people that can pull that off. I don't know a lot of people that can pull that off. Very few. And I'm not talking about no damn celebrities or no entertainers or nobody that's well known. I'm talking about the average, everyday folk, 9 to 5. How many people you know that can pull that off? It's not many. Not many. That's what this book is about. That's what this book is about. Yeah, ain't too many people can pull it off. You know, and I'm not talking about no tricking off. I'm not talking about sending somebody some money to do something strange for a piece of change. No, I'm talking about you sending somebody a message, y'all going back and forth. First, you got to get their attention. That's the first thing you got to do. What are you going to say to get their attention? Is it the picture or the words? Which one is it? Or both? You know? So you go back and forth with them 5 to 7 times, and you manage to get them on the phone, have a conversation with them. You get to know them. Maybe y'all hit it off, maybe you don't. But if you do hit it off, then you manage and plan to meet up. They sitting in front of you a couple months later. A lot of people can't do it, you know. As a matter of fact, most people, I would say most guys don't even ask for a woman's phone number. They don't even ask for the phone. They don't even ask to see the chick. And most women don't even have a desire to meet nobody. So that's usually how it goes. You know, it ain't a lot of people meeting people. I mean, people today are afraid to even approach people in person. Oh, God damn, that's how bad it's gotten out here. Damn. That's how bad it's gotten out here. People are afraid to approach people in person today. What kind of shit is that? That's some weirdo shit to me, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Well, I think I'm gonna have to move my phone. My batteries is done. I gotta plug it up. Yeah. There it is. There it is. Yeah. So, you know, you just gotta and a lot of this stuff, man, I don't really think it's that difficult. I don't really think most of the stuff I talk about, you have to be a genius. The only thing is today there's a lot of people online. There's a lot of scammers, schemers. That makes it a little difficult because you might be talking to some Nigerian scammer or somebody that's perpetrating, acting like they're woman, but they might be a cross-dresser. You know, that's another thing you gotta look out for. You know, you got people online are perpetrating. Some are perpetrating, acting like they're a woman, but they're really a man. And then you have cross-dressers online too. And a lot of them ain't gonna tell you if they're really a man. That's another thing. Some will, some won't. If you come across a profile that has a T, that's a cross-dresser. Or TS, that's a cross-dresser. You know? Yeah, but some will tell you, some won't. Especially when you start going to these other groups. Oh boy. Yeah, it's a lot of cross-dressers in other groups, boy. God damn. I don't know what. I don't know why that is. But I don't care to know, to be honest. I don't knock nobody's lifestyle, but I'm not interested. You know. I don't know. And the thing is, the app is always on these apps. The apps don't just seem to match with guys. How come the app don't match the cross dressers with other women? You know, I don't know. That's just I don't know. That's just I don't know. I don't know what the fuck going on. You know, but yeah. But you know, it's basically, end of the day, it's a psychological game, man. Even these apps are programmed like that as well. They program to keep you on the app, you know, and they, you know, hopefully you get matched with, you know, with your best match that's on that app. That's how they program. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But, you know, well, yeah, that's usually how it go, man. You know. But hey, like, share this episode. Don't forget to check out my book, Love at First Click, and Love Can't Wait on Amazon.com. You know what I'm saying? Until next time, I'm out. Peace.